Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. So glad and pleased to have you with me today. My name is TheShadowCookie, your humble host for this new project of mine, a random person here on the lovely and sometimes not so lovely video uploading site known as YouTube. For the longest time, I thought about how tediously large I should make this introductory speech, but ultimately decided to just roll with a long story short scenario. One and all, the time, I am happy to say, has finally come. Welcome to Let's Play Cry of Fear, a first-person horror single and multiplayer modification for the classic Half-Life 1. Gordon Freeman indeed. No. Gordon Freeman has nothing to do with this game. And believe me, to any die-hard Half-Life fan out there, after experiencing this mod, yes, I just called it a game for a reason, you will question how this could possibly be the good old gold source engine. But before we begin, sorry to disappoint you all, this is still a TSC introduction. There can't be a new Let's Play without some sort of backstory. Therefore, here is a little history. Please listen up good. On the 24th of December 2005, what a fitting date for the worst kind of all nightmares, don't you think? The Swedish horror master Andreas Rönnberg released his very first mod, known as Afraid of Monsters. It was definitely one of the scariest experiences I ever had to endure in all my life. Interestingly enough, to this day, simple Half-Life 1 graphics seem to be a lot more terrifying and scary than modern games of big developers, such as, what would be a fitting example? How about Resident Evil and Dead Space? Those games aren't really all that scary anymore, are they? Yes, even Dead Space. The first game was amazing, had a unique atmosphere, and oh my god, the grotesque necromorphs, they are still to this day the most disturbing kind of monster I've ever seen in any video game. But in Dead Space 2, they once again exchanged horror for action, shooting, constantly running. It is a shame, really. Well, that's what happens when developers have to aim their games towards the mainstream. We can't have a pure horror game, people will get scared. We need to make something that the Call of Duty community can easily find access to. No offense, Call of Duty players, it's just a meme on the internet. Excuse me. In any case, to make a long story shorter, once again, something just went terribly wrong down the long road in terms of horror gaming. Alright, digressing aside, in any case, Afraid of Monsters won several awards, such as Adventure and Single Player Mod of the Year, as well as a lovely dedication award, and boy, did it deserve it. Within the experience, you jumped, or can still jump, into the life of a drug addict named David Lederhoff, a rather infamous name among certain people, who one day, upon visiting a hospital to seek help for his addiction, gets sucked into a world of the surreal, haunted by illusions a la Silent Hill, grotesque abominations, and the never-ending darkness of the night. He has to confront his own fears if he wants to stay alive and survive to see another dawn. Well, Afraid of Monsters was definitely a milestone within the horror genre, but of course, Andreas Rönnberg did not stop there. Oh no, not at all. Less than 2 years later, on the 31st of October 2007, both him and his best friend James Martian from Great Britain unleashed Afraid of Monsters Director's Cut upon the world. Or is onto the correct word. Oh my, I just completely screwed up that sentence, didn't I? In any case, it was basically the same mod, only that literally everything had been improved. New monsters, complete reskins of all creatures to make them unique, and weapons, a battery-powered flashlight, improved and entirely new maps, 4 different endings plus alternate routes, and of course, randomly spawning monsters. To this day, Afraid of Monsters DC is arguably the scariest horror experience I ever had to endure in all my life. Yes, the scariest experience. Only Penumbra and Amnesia: The Dark Descent were able to top it. I really don't know if they were able. Then again, I was a rather young sort when I first played Afraid of Monsters DC, so what do I know? As some of you might remember though, I released a freaking 30-minute long video ages ago talking about Afraid of Monsters a little bit more in depth. You can still find it within my special videos playlist. However, even though I was able to complete Afraid of Monsters DC, even though I was able to find all the 4 endings, the 4th being the most difficult to get, the nightmare had not been conquered or destroyed, simply banished. For on the 13th of July 2008, the news appeared on ModDB that Sir Runback and Marchant had plans for a new baby, and its name was Cry of Fear. Now, by the time this video is being bent into good shape and quality, it is of course the year 2012, or was. A long time has passed ever since the day when Cry of Fear's name first took a glimpse at the sunlight of the world. And on the 22nd of February, it was finally released. The development process had been very long. Updates always informed us, the faithful watchers, about the status of the project. We could see the mod evolve in front of our very eyes. The graphics, animations, effects, everything. And whenever we assumed that it could not possibly get any better, the developer suddenly surprised us with a new blowout of stuff you would never expect from the Gold Source engine. The Cry of Fear crew continued to grow beyond just Andreas Runback and James Marchant into a team of talented individuals, most talented, eventually giving themselves the name Team... I am so horribly sorry if I pronounced this wrong. Oh, this is so anticlimactic. Come on, think, improvise. Yeah, I got nothing. In any case, they eventually gave themselves the name Team... how would a German guy pronounce this? Yeah, I'm just gonna do it like that. They gave themselves the name Team Psychskala, or Team Psyskskala, or whatever the hell you want to pronounce it. Different languages, different pronunciations. That's my justification for being such a dope right now. But yeah, Swedish people could probably pronounce it much better. Well, of course they would. They are Swedish. Moving on. This is a goddamn train wreck. What it all comes down to in the end is that this very mod is the result of their hard work. What we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is not just a simple Half-Life 1 modification. It has left that station of its old life long ago. No, this cannot even be compared with the classic adventures of Gordon Freeman anymore. Cry of Fear is not just a modification. It is a standalone game. Seriously, all the features it has brought with itself. You would never see these in the original Half-Life. It seemed impossible. What these guys, what these gents, and of course ladies, yes, there are also females on the internet, have done is outstandingly amazing, beautiful work of art. And what do you know? We are going to experience this art together, all the way from start to finish. A blind playthrough accompanied by a high difficulty. Let me tell you, I have seen most, if not all, horror games out there in my lifetime. Will this mod be able to top them? There really is only one way to find out, is there? Welcome, one and all, to Let's Play Cry of Fear. P.S. If one of the developers is watching, cause one of them once told me that he would, welcome, sir, be my guest. If there are any other developers by chance, be my guests as well. I hope that I will make you proud. I hope that I will only be able to present your baby in the best of lights. Oh, well, in this case, we should probably turn the lights off to have the best experience one can imagine. I shall see you all in the next episode, episode number 1, where it will all begin. The Shadow Cookie signing out.